Howdy folks. When going on Disney Cruise Line, you get to go to their private island on some of the cruises, Castaway Cay. When on Castaway Cay, if you're cruising without children, you can go over to Serenity Bay. We love going to Serenity Bay, but also when you go to Serenity Bay, conceivably you could get a private cabana. We did this last trip, and we're going to show you Cabana 23. All right, we love cruising, and we especially love cruising on Disney Cruise Line, even without children. When we do that, we love going over to Serenity Bay. Serenity Bay is the adult beach over at Castaway Cay. It's kind of far away from the family beach area, far away from the ship, but it's a very cool area. We went back in November 2021, and at that time we actually did go to a cabana number 24. We have a video out there already related to that. You might want to check that out. But this time we decided, hey, we have a special occasion. It's our in-laws' anniversary, 50th anniversary, actually by this time, 51st and a little bit more. It was my father-in-law's birthday as well. So we decided, let's try to get a cabana, and we did. We got cabana number 23. Part of the reason we got a cabana is because when we went back in November of 2021, there was an issue. The beach was kind of eroding away, and I'm glad we had the cabana back then, and we kind of feared that maybe the beach was going to be eroded away again, and we wouldn't have full access to it. It'd be kind of hard to get to, because in 2021, as you'll see in the video behind me, a lot of it had been washed away from a storm. It was really a big drop-off. If you wanted to get to the adult beach area where you could go and put the chairs out, where you could go sit in the hammocks, it was hard to get to. You almost had to go into the water to get to the beach. So we decided, let's try to get this cabana on this trip. So in late September 2022, when we went on this specific trip, about a month before then, we were finally able to get a cabana. And you know, you may try to get a cabana when you very first are able to, which is depending on your Castaway Club membership. We were silver, so none were available at that time, but about 30 days out, one became available. So that's the one thing I will hint to you, to go ahead and just keep looking. It may not be available at first, but keep looking, because sooner or later one probably comes available. And in fact, the one we went to, and we went to Cabana 24 back in November of 2021, we just booked that cruise a week before, and we were able to get a cabana within that period. Some folks say that's because perhaps they hold some for a concierge guest, maybe. Or it could be some folks decided, I just don't want it anymore, I'm going to put it back out on the market, and we were able to get it. And in fact, in September 2022, we were supposed to have 2 days at Castaway. We only had the one. Thankfully, we had the cabana. We actually had one reserved for the second day as well, and we got it within the last week right before the cruise. So right now, I'm going to show you the video of me walking around our cabana number 23 at Serenity Bay on Castaway Cay. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to show you some things, talk about some things. I'm also then, after I go through the video, I'm going to talk about the process of, you know, what you do on the ship, what you get, how you get over there, and how the whole process works for a cabana at Serenity Bay, and really cabanas in general. But you'll see there'll be cabanas on the family beach, then there'll be cabanas on the adult beach, and they're very different cabanas, very different size, something we'll speak to after I show you the information that you do get. So sit back and relax and enjoy as I take you around cabana number 23 on Serenity Bay of Castaway Cay. All right, we're at cabana number 23 today. If you look right down the way, you can see the tram stop at Serenity Bay. Right behind that is actually the restaurant here at Serenity at the Adults Beach. But we're actually over here. We got the cabana today, cabana 23. When we were here last November, we had cabana 24. This is 23. This is one of the older ones that used to be a spa where you could get massages and stuff, and they now have it as one of the cabanas. So it's a little bit different from the last one. As you can see, there's the trail where you pick up the actual tram or the actual golf cart to ride up here, right down near the very end where the plane is at Serenity, and they will drop you off at your cabana, and they're there to assist you in any way that they can. But here is number 23, and then you walk up, you can see there's a little bit of sand coming up to this cabana. And the first step is a little steep step. It's not too bad though. It's a little bit wider than the other one down there. There's a divider in the middle that's a little bit different. Let's walk up again. This is Cabana 23. Over here's a little fake door. There's the real door. Let me go on up and walk. You can turn around and look down where we're at. Way over in the distance is the ship. I'm just going to go right in. We have 2 ceiling fans, which is very nice. The big open door. Also on the sides, they pop open the windows, the shutters. If you keep your door open, there is a nice breeze coming through here, so that's kind of cool. Right here, the one thing about 22 and 23 is they actually have a sink. As of this time, they still have the H2O products, which is interesting considering it's something that's being really discontinued. There's outlets here. As you can see here, we have a phone charging, which is very cool. Inside, there's the sofa, 2 chairs, and 2 tables, which they're kind of really very comfortable. I'm a little bit surprised. You prop your feet up if you go down into the place you can get your food and bring it up here and eat it, or you can just stay down there and eat it. To the right side of the door when you enter, there's a little bench, and they give you suntan lotion. That's yours to keep if you don't use it. Apparently they throw it away, so take it with you for sure. This is a really cool part of a cabana. You can see over in the corner where there is a dressing area. So you can go in, of course, do your thing, close it, and it's kind of a changing area. So, you know, you can bring a change of clothes and do it fairly easily right now. And you come right back out into the area with the chairs, the ceiling fans, and come over here. There's a little door that we can open. Inside of here, there's Kleenexes, and there's extra towels. Then there's a safe for you to put your valuables when you go off and go down to the beach, or you rent your bike, or you go eat. There's the table. You can see we have already piled it full of our stuff. And then there's more towels and garbage. Snacks, barbecue, Lay's, onion oats. Plate with some silverware, and then in here's all your drinks. Let's take a look at that. A little bit wet, doesn't matter now. We'd have to go find us another one, wouldn't we? 3 tubes? I think we would have to do that. It's amazing, that same beat from before. Get your what? Yeah. Hold on. Now, we are so happy that we actually did get this cabana on this specific day. We were able to, of course, we had shelter, let's just put it that way. Because on this specific day, rain did come. Rain comes, you know, very often really when you're speaking to the Bahamas. Kind of like when you're in Florida, you expect your afternoon rain shower. On this specific day, it came up a pretty big shower, let's just put it that way, and I'm showing you that in the background here. And thankfully, we did have that cabana. The folks that did not have cabanas, and we've been on Castaway before, where we've had to run back to the ship and get there and we were soaking wet. Well, I'm definitely happy that we did have this cabana because we had shelter. We were able to still sit there and enjoy looking into the distance, looking at the ocean and so forth. Now, people that were on the beach and people that did not have shelter were scrambling to the ship. But thankfully, we were able to wait it out. Just sit there, relax, and enjoy just the sound of rainfall all around us or at the window or whatever. Yes, we would have loved to have had more time. We would have loved to have had time to actually go down to the beach and get in the water. But we didn't have that opportunity. But thankfully, we did have the shelter there of Cabana number 23. So let's discuss the process of reserving the actual cabana, the process of what you're going to get before you go to the cabana, and the process of what you actually get at the cabana and how it all works. Well, first and foremost, really the first step is going in and just winning the lottery and getting the cabana. There's not that many adult cabanas. I think on the adult cabanas, there's only 6 of them on the adult beach. So it's kind of something where if you're that adult and you're wanting that private cabana over on Serenity Bay, there's only 6 shots that you have right there. They go fast, but as I've told you, they definitely open up. So keep your eyes open always, but step 1 is winning the lottery and actually getting that cabana, first and foremost. The next step is the night before you go to Castaway that you have the cabana reserved, you get something on your door. And this is really what you do get on your door. It has an envelope. Inside the envelope, there's about, I think for the adult cabana, there's 4 different wristbands that you'll put on before you go over to Castaway and go to your cabana. There's also various information related to the cabanas, what you do. It speaks to taking the tram over to Pelican Point, one of the tram stops, and then making sure you get on the tram and go over to the adult beach, go to Serenity Bay. So that's one of the key things there, along with your wristbands. Also, you get information related to your cabana that I'm showing you right here, along with the cabana number showing you. Over here on this side, you see there's various cabanas related to the family beach. There's a lot more family beach cabanas. There are a lot more, as it says right here, and this was without tax. The Serenity Bay Beach Cabana is $399. And I'll tell you the exact price that we paid here in a little bit. The family beach one is $599 plus a tax that they will add on. The Grand Family Beach one, where you can have 10 guests, is $949 on that one, and it's big. There's videos out there related to that, and you may want to go check those out. The one thing I'll note to you, if for some reason you do not get this piece of paper in your wristbands and you know that you have reserved a cabana, make sure and go to the desk and check that out. On our November 2021, being that we reserved it within the week, really right before we got on the cruise ship, they didn't have all the information, and we did not get this on the door, but when we went to the desk, they were able to provide us with the wristbands and with the information related to that. So if you don't get this on your door, make sure and go down and get that information and get the wristbands that you will need. So the day that you make it to Castaway Cay, you'll get off the ship. Most of the time when we've gone there, you can get off at about 8:30. It might be a little bit earlier, but I would be ready. I'd be up and ready to go to your cabana. At that point, you'll walk off the ship. You can either walk all the way to Pelican Point. You can walk all the way over to the adult beach if you want to. But if you're wanting to relax, you can walk to the first tram stop there nearest to the ship. Take it to Pelican Point. At Pelican Point, take that tram over to Serenity Bay. And then when you get to Serenity Bay, right there at the end near the airplane, there's a little kiosk type of deal where you go over and you speak to someone, and there should be someone there that would be able to take you to your cabana, really introduce themselves. They'll be the person that will get you things and help you throughout the day. So speak to them, and they should take you to the cabana on a golf cart at that time. Of course, you do want to get to that cabana as soon as you can when you get off, because you're paying good money for this cabana. How much is good money? $438.90 total is what we paid with tax. I believe right now on the website it says $438.88 or something like that. But you know, $439 is what the total is that you will pay for this cabana. Something you're going to have to consider. Is it worth it to you? Is it not worth it to you? It may be, it may not be. That's a choice you'll have to make on your own. So like I said, the information on the actual envelope tells you a lot of different things about the different types of cabanas. It talks about where to go, the information about where to go find it. Talks about information related to lunch and all of that type of deal. But the key thing within the envelope is the wristbands that are contained inside. Now, besides that, you then get the piece of paper that talks about the beach cabana retreat and what all is included and the prices of it. And I'm going to be showing this sheet in the background right now. But it says your all-day rental includes your private beach retreat. Okay, makes sense. Comfortable seating. There's plenty of seating in there really for the adult area, because you should only have 4 people in there, 4 wristbands. There's seating inside the cabana. There's seating outside in the sun if you want it. So plenty of seating. A freshwater shower, that's wonderful. If you go down to the beach, get in the sand, you can shower off. A hammock. My wife absolutely loves the hammock. Too bad it rained. She would have spent a lot more time in that hammock, no doubt. Unlimited bottled water, unlimited soda, fresh fruit. You saw all that. You have a fridge. You have all of that in there. They will replace it as needed. Also, there's a button for you to push. When you go push that button, your person that is the attendant of the cabana will come and they will ask you what they need. If you need to be taken down perhaps to the eating area or to the restroom, or even supposedly you can be taken, if you click that button at the end of the day, to the ship via the golf cart. We had a situation with that last time to where there was some confusion, so we went ahead and just took the tram, but supposedly that is something that you can do as well. But all of that stuff's in the fridge, the water, so think about that when you're thinking about maybe getting a drink package. You're going to get Cokes, canned Diet Cokes, canned Sprites. You're going to be getting a good bit of water. Probably about a dozen different waters in that fridge, which is great. Because think about how much a dozen waters are on the ship. It's very, very, very expensive. So something cool there. The one thing that my wife and in-laws loved as well is they have those little wet towels in the fridge that are there. So if you go out and you're in the heat, you can put it on your head. You can get out. It'll help you cool off. A good thing as well. It says it has snacks. The snacks I've always seen are the 2 types of chips, the same type of chips you go down into the restaurants in Serenity Bay Barbecue or over in Cookies. They have the Lays and the barbecue Lays. There's also a trail mix bar or something of that nature there as well. They do have copper tone products. They had 2 of them there. Don't leave them. Those are yours to keep. It's our understanding that if you don't use them, they have to pitch them. So take them with you. And you kind of have to figure that in as well when you're going on the cruise. If you think you need a little bit more or whatever, just know if you get a Cabana, you're probably going to get some of this to take back on the ship. Now the snorkel equipment. You can get the snorkel equipment, but you have to get that over at the family beach. You know, the snorkel equipment's a pretty good value when you're looking at it. And if you all 4 folks got it, that will add up. I'm going to put the information over to the side here. The float and tube rental, actually the float and tubes are actually right outside of your Cabana, on the back side of it. So you can see those in the video that we had. You can take those out, of course, onto Serenity Bay and float in the water. A great thing to have there. You get a bike rental. It says 1 hour. From what I understand, you can keep it really as long as you want to. We have done this both times we've had a Cabana. I must tell you, this time when we were riding in it or on the bike, we were coming back and I tried to back up and I turned over and I skipped my knee up pretty well. I'm okay. I'm fine now.
I'm good.
But I do enjoy the bike rentals. If you want to, you can ride the bike over even to the tower, that you can go up a little bit higher and look at everything, as well as on the little trail beside the cabanas, those adult cabanas. You can take that to the very end, and there's a lookout point that's kind of cool for you to see. So know that you have that bike rental. You can pick that up right from you. You don't have to go over to the family beach for that. It's right down from you there beside Serenity Bay Barbecue and beside the restrooms. The next thing, sand toys. It says family beach. It's my understanding, even though you're at the adult beach, you can go to the family beach, get those beach toys. And it's also my understanding it's yours to keep. So if you go over and get that and you want to play in the sand, it's yours to keep. We didn't get it on this day. I think if I do it again, I'm going to go over and try to get those sand toys. They're Mickey and things like that, and things you'll want to take home with you. So something that you want to check out. Last one, selection of magazines. Never looked at the magazines. I know there's a lot of stuff there. Really, when you're walking around that cabana, there's a lot there. There's the seating. You can cool off in there. You can just relax in there. In this specific one, Cabana 23, there were actually 2 ceiling fans. Cabana 24 actually only had the 1 ceiling fan in the middle. There's also that area over to the side for you to get dressed and undressed, and especially the one area here, that extra sink on Cabana 23. Since this previously was a massage cabana, something that was used not for a private cabana and for the rental like that, but it now is. It's a little bit different. It's older. Some folks have said, well, the floor is worn out and all that. To me, it's just part of the charm of this area, but it is a little different from 24. Cabana 24, the way the sofa is laid out, you can sit on it, put your feet up on the table, look out at the water. On this one, the seating is kind of like to the side, and there's something in the very middle kind of blocking a little bit. So it's just different. I'm not saying it's bad in Cabana 23, but it's a little different from Cabana 24. The one thing about Cabana 23, though, again, is the sink. There is an actual sink there. Cabana 24 did not have that. They had the H2O hand washing products there still in late September 2022. Yay, and it looks like that's going to be around until it's not, which I figure very, very soon it's going to be gone. But that's going to be one of those sad moments, honestly. But that is there, and you can wash your hands and do that. That's definitely a positive for one of these 2 older cabanas, Cabana 22 and 23, because both of those were old massage cabanas versus the newer ones, which are a little further down. The last thing that related to the comparison of 22 and 23 in their location versus 24, 25, 26, and 27 is this. 22 and 23 is really very much nearer to the water. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but that means also you're nearer to people. You're nearer to people being close to your cabana. So even though it's a private cabana, we didn't have anybody walk in up in our area, so we didn't have that issue, much unlike when we had Cabana 24 and people tried to use that area for a walkway. And that's partially because that beach, if you remember, was kind of eroded and they had to walk through the water, so they decided, let's just go through the private area to get to the beach. But 22 and 23 are less private. There's less growth versus 24 and the remainder of them, where the growth is a little bit higher. You can still see the water, but you also feel like you're tucked away a little bit more when you're in Cabana 24, 25, 26, and 27. So folks, that is our experience at Cabana number 23. We really loved our experience. We really are happy that we had this cabana considering the time that we had there and the rain. One thing I did want to point out that I didn't yet is that you can get your food down at Serenity Bay Barbecue, and you can bring it back to your cabana and eat it there in privacy and enjoy it, not have people around. But generally speaking, in Serenity Bay Barbecue, it's only adults. There's not kids. There's not a lot of loud music playing in the background. To me, it's a very good choice to go eat. So we can eat down there. I must admit, this time I probably went and got second lunch. We hadn't tried the ribs or anything, so I did bring some food back to the actual cabana. But that's up to you. Do you want to eat down at the barbecue? Do you want to bring it back to your cabin? Do you want to do a little bit of each? All up to you. But Cabana 23, I believe, is an excellent choice if you had the opportunity to get this private cabana. So folks, we hope you enjoyed our walk around the cabana. If you would, check out our other videos, Serenity Bay Barbecue, that I'll post here at the end. Also, when we went to Cabana 24, I'll post in at the end here as well. And we're going to do about a dozen other opinion videos related to this specific cruise on the Disney Dream here in September, October 2022. So, until next time, happy meandering.